What is up, Talkers on the Wall family? It is me and Braden today, and we are talking about season 4 of Love, Death, and Robots.
Yes, we are.
Um, honestly, not my favorite season.
It's my least favorite season for
Yeah,
sure.
like there was some good ones, but like it just kind
Yeah,
of
there was two that I was like, okay, that was good, and then the rest of them were either meh
yeah,
or I didn't like that really.
yeah, like the animation always goes crazy.
Hmm.
But I don't know, some of the storylines and some of them were kind of like didn't really
Yeah,
hit for me.
some of them were so short too. Like, there's a
Mm,
few of them that could have been expanded.
mm,
But here's my thought. I have the episode list pulled up, and we'll
yep,
go down and just kind of talk about our thoughts about each one.
yeah, that'd be perfect.
First one, of course, is "Can't Stop," the weird kind of Red Hot Chili Peppers concert
Just a
tribute.
Yeah, just a big concert. They
Yeah,
were just I think it was just like them trying to like
yeah,
flex the animation and
that
everything.
yeah, and that they like knew Red Hot Chili Peppers or something like that.
Yeah.
I really like Red Hot Chili Peppers, so it was kind of fun to like sit down and watch. I mean, it was fun.
Mm,
And if this was otherwise a good season, I would have been like, that's a perfectly fine episode.
mm-hmm.
But in this instance, I think it takes up space for something
Yep.
that they could have done that would have been so much better.
And I liked the because like it's obviously animated. I'm pretty sure it's animated,
Yeah.
but I like that they like still added the strings and like the strings came into play with like how they were moving and everything. But like there's just no story. It was basically
Oh,
just a
yeah.
music video.
Yeah, it was just like a little music video basically. Yeah, I think you're right that they were just trying to flex off like the animation style. As far
Mm-hmm.
as I'm aware, it was animated. At
Yeah.
least parts of it had to have been.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'd probably give it just like maybe a 5 if I'm being super generous, a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
very average.
Yeah, I was gonna say six. Music obviously Red Hot Chili Peppers was fine,
Right,
and
yeah.
animation was all right, but there's just no story or nothing.
Yeah. Next is Close Encounters of the Mini Kind, which is kind of like a rift of
Oh,
Night of the Mini Dead or whatever they
yeah, the
did
zombie
once.
one.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the zombie one, and I thought this one was pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Just the mini characters and everything. It's just kind
Yeah.
of funny.
Yeah, you just kind of, it starts like super simple, like, the aliens are coming down for peace or whatever,
Mm,
basically. And then they get their dick shot off, and
yeah.
then it just goes crazy from there. I do find those like little ones fun. They're, they're
Mm,
quick, and you basically just watch the world end very slowly.
yeah.
It's very entertaining.
Mm,
I didn't go back and rewatch the Night of the Mini Dead one,
no.
but this one was fairly entertaining for me. Probably same, just a 5, 6 out of 10 for me
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah. Six. Animation was kind of a cool little story.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. It was all right.
So I do have a confession to make. I did not watch all the episodes in season 4.
Really?
So, yeah, I watched all the ones that looked interesting, and then based on the quality, because normally I watch all of them,
Mm,
but I'll go through and watch the ones that sound interesting first.
mm.
But this season's quality was so poor that if it just didn't sound interesting to me, I just didn't watch it.
Really?
So we are at the first one, Spider Rose. I did not watch that one. I know it's
Really?
about the intergalactic woman on this quest for revenge, and she gets the alien and everything.
Yeah, so that was like one of my favorite ones of the season. Like honestly,
Yeah. So I go off on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
go back and give it a watch. I thought it was like the animation and everything was really well
Hmm.
done, and it's not like a super big like she's saving the galaxy story. It's just
No.
like
Yeah.
she's getting revenge for like you find out these people that like killed her husband or her like crew or whatever,
Hmm.
and she's just trying to like survive long enough to get back at him and everything like that. And then like you said, she gets this little alien thing,
Hmm.
and the alien thing was really cute and everything, and it was like it kind of saved her from like this drug that she's been using and everything. And um, I just thought the story was pretty good. Like
Yeah.
best one of the best ones in season 4, like in my opinion. Not
Yeah.
that there's a lot to contend with, but
Um.
definitely give it a watch.
Yeah. Like I saw the premise for it, and I was like, just so sick and tired of like the gritty action hero gets a cute sidekick type of story. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
There's some
And
there's
I was
some
like,
plot twists and stuff.
okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely go give it a watch.
So I was like, I guess I can't do it. And it was like 20 minutes, so it was like a little longer, and so I knew if I didn't
Mm.
like it, I was gonna be sitting there for 20 minutes too.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
but yeah, I'll go back and rewatch it. But the next one was 400 Boys. I really
Oh.
like the animation style for this one.
Mm.
But for me, it was just the story was lacking.
Yeah, the story was kind of weird. Like I like the like nitty gritty kind of like Mad
Hmm.
Max London version, and then like you find out what the 400 boys are, and they're
Yeah.
just these big babies.
Yeah.
It was like kind of interesting, but at the same time, it
And
was
it's like
just like,
just a very weird world. Like it could have
mm,
done more exposition because it felt like they had already started in like this weird apocalypse world with all these gangs, and then the
yeah,
400 boys was just something that also showed up.
yeah,
I didn't look into it, but I know Love Death Robots. They do this thing where they adapt like short stories from like books and stuff.
mm,
So it's definitely could be just like a short story from an anthology series,
okay,
and so like that has probably like more lore to it or something like that.
mm,
It definitely felt that way where they were like cutting things out to like fit a timer constraint.
mm,
But I did really like the animation, and another thing too is that like the powers were really like random. They didn't like explain them
yeah.
at all, like the telekinesis with the lightning and stuff.
Yeah, like they were just like it was just like I don't know. I kind of liked it. It was just like kind of matter of fact. Like everybody had these things and everything.
Hmm.
It kind of like not made it grounded, but made it kind of just like deal with it. You know,
Hmm.
like this is the world, and then this is how everybody else is dealing with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see like it is kind of just like what's exactly going on here.
Yeah, I was just I like I said, story was really cool. I liked the characters too, honestly, for it only being like 10 minutes long. Like the
Yeah,
characters actually had me quite interested.
mm.
They weren't like, stellar or anything,
Yeah,
but
I wasn't crying when
yeah.
all of them died.
Yeah. And then also the ending was just very anticlimactic. Like at the
Mm-hmm.
end, they kill the 400 boys, and
Mm-hmm.
that's really it. But I guess that's really just all there is to say. But I don't know. I just wish there was just like give it like 5 more minutes
Yeah,
to flesh out a few things.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
Um, but other than that, the next one was the other large thing, and that's the cat
The cat one.
one.
That
Yeah,
was another one of my favorite ones.
yeah,
Just like we both have cats and everything,
yeah,
and I thought it was like really funny and cute to see because
yeah,
obviously like the whole story is through the eyes of the cat, except for like a few parts here and there.
yeah,
So you don't really understand the humans all that much, like
yeah.
when you're looking through his eyes, and
They're just saying like gibberish, basically.
yeah, and then
Yeah,
the cat's just like super pissed off, and then the first thing he does is like with the robot is make the robot like give him a bunch of fucking food,
yeah.
and then order
A
more.
bunch of the wet cat food and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah, and like that animation style, I think they've used it before in Love Death Robots, but they've just got like a certain talent for making all the humans just the ugliest things I've
Hmm.
ever seen.
Yeah.
But
Like the
yeah,
like caricatures of them.
yeah.
Hmm.
I did find it fun. I also kind of wondered because there was a past season where in Love Death Robots there was this talking cat who was voiced by the same voice actor.
Mm.
And that was one of the episodes where it was like the three robots going
Oh
around,
yeah.
like investigating like the death of humans or whatever.
Mm.
And they're like, "Oh, what caused this?" And then at the end of the episode, it was like this talking cat, and he
Mm.
was like, "Now, after we didn't have a use for humans anymore, we got rid of them." Basically,
Mm.
it was like something really weird like that. But I don't think the cat looked the same, so
Yeah.
it was just the same voice actor, and it was just a funny little coincidence.
Yeah,
So
I'll have to go back and like rewatch the previous season because I
yeah,
know what episode you're talking about, and I
yeah,
thought it was like also very um like the same kind of feel to it and
hmm,
everything with like the animation style and everything. But maybe it was like a little origin story because I
yeah,
know they've done like two of those episodes so far, and
hmm,
I think that's like one of the only ones they keep going back to.
yeah. But yeah, overall, I'd probably give that one. It was enjoyable. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10 for myself.
Yeah, seven. I was gonna say like 7.5, 8, just because like the animation
Yeah,
and like the story was just really fun
yeah,
and everything.
very fair.
I think we forgot to rate the last one. If we
I didn't see that. Oh yeah, 400 boys. What would you rate Spider Rose?
Spider Rose, honestly, like 7.5, 8, just
Okay.
because it was like really enjoyable and like the animation and everything was really good and the story was pretty like compelling and
Yeah.
the twist and everything.
400 boys for myself. I'd probably give that one just another solid 6. It's definitely like a little above average, but
Mm,
yeah, just a very solid 6.
yeah, 6 probably.
Um, and then so after the other large thing, we have Golgotha. I think is how you say it.
Mm.
For me, probably the weakest episode I watched.
What was I
It
don't even
was
remember. It was that the one on the beach?
Yeah, it's like the
Okay.
priest goes visits the fucking alien.
Hmm.
The alien meets Dolphin Jesus,
Yeah, and then they
and
just like
then they're
immediately
like,
start.
yeah, and then they're like, okay, it's the end of the world. I super short. Like,
Mm,
I felt like that the episode was definitely trying to be like a message, or like
yeah.
it was trying to like say something about humans and like
Mm.
or like the pollution of the ocean, but it was just like so short and like so
I think it was supposed to be like,
like not well done in my opinion either.
yeah, the story probably could have gotten drawn out a little bit, but I think it was supposed to draw like comparison with like the priest and then like the alien priest and
Yeah,
everything, because it's like their Jesus came back, but it
yeah,
was the humans that killed him, and then they just immediately were like, all right, kill all the humans.
right. It was just
So,
like very like ham-fisted if it was trying to
mm,
be a message, like very like beat your head, like beat you over the head with it.
yeah,
Basically, they're
but
like, but what if, right, guys? Jesus came back as a dolphin, basically, and he was really pissed off about all the ocean pollution.
mhm,
I mean, if they had expanded the story, like I thought they were gonna like go in and like see like what the aliens were gonna like do and like
mhm,
do more, and then the episode just kind of ended.
yeah,
I think the best way to summarize that episode is the last lines of the priest, where he goes, "I think we fucked up."
mhm,
Basically, it's like you fucked up the episode, if nothing else.
yeah,
But yeah, for me, that's honestly probably like the first like 3 or 4.
yeah,
Honestly, probably a 3 for me.
yeah,
Like,
probably like 3.5, 4. Just
yeah.
wish they would have maybe done a little bit more with it. Very interesting to see like a live action and CGI. I thought it blended pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like is this the first time they've done live action? I think I know there was that.
No, they've done one with like the dude from that '70s show. They found that civilization in their freezer.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
live action.
Yeah, that was like their first little like mini one.
Yeah.
Okay, but
And then there might have been another one. I can't tell if that was. I
I'm
can't
talking about the
remember if it
one.
was like totally like real actors or not, or if it was
Mm,
like really realistic CG. But it was the one where like the giant person washed up on the beach.
oh
I think
yeah.
that was like last season.
Okay.
I can't remember if that was just really realistic CGI or
All
not
right.
though. But after that we have the Screaming of the Tyrant. I didn't watch this one either.
Screaming of the Tyrant.
Or maybe it's Screaming of the Tyrannosaur. I'm only looking at like half of the
Oh, it's
title.
the okay. So yeah, that one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, it's like they're on a
Yeah, Mr. Beast was in it.
yeah. They're on a. This was like
Ah,
one I just did not
when
enjoy.
I
As
read that featuring Mr. Beast, I was like, that's a skip.
Yeah, as soon as because I didn't even like pay attention to like the beginning credits or whatever, but it was like the intro and everything was pretty cool. Like they were all like, it was like going through, and I obviously Love, Death and Robots is all sci-fi, and I'm a big
Hmm.
sci-fi person. And then like I heard his voice, and I was like, is that Mr. Beast? And
Yeah,
immediately took me out of it. And I kept on like watching it, and I was just like, I'm not connected to the story at all
yeah,
because of him.
yeah.
Like he just totally took me out of it. I think if it wasn't him, I probably would have been a little bit more into it. Um, the animation was pretty cool. Could not tell you what the story was.
Yeah,
From what I got out of it, it was just like people racing, and then they were like, "We don't want to be like a part of this like death race anymore." So they like teamed up to kill the rich people or something like that. But
mm.
I don't know. It was all right. I think probably gave
The
it like a
poor man participates in the rat race
yeah,
metaphor.
yeah. It was. I don't know. I give it like a 4.5.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I just didn't even watch it. I was like, dinosaurs are kind of cool, but it's just
Mm,
like a Death Games thing with Mr. Beast. I was like,
yeah,
eh.
like I
I
said,
don't
as
want
soon
to
as
dead it. And it was another one of the longer episodes too, where it was like 20 minutes again.
yeah,
It was like 17 at least, and I was like,
yeah, I was sitting there watching it, and I was just like, "Oh my god!"
yeah,
like I don't want to skip it just because I like Love, Death, and Robots, and maybe it'll come
hmm,
back. But it was just like,
yeah,
ugh,
no, that's fair. I mean, I didn't do my due diligence by skipping these episodes, but I also just couldn't bring myself to watch them.
yeah. This,
But what would you give it on the scale?
I already said I give it a 4.5. I
Oh,
think.
sorry, I didn't hear you that.
Come on, this guy.
But the next one of my favorite ones, How Zeke Got Religion.
Oh,
This one was a very strong one for me. Story was there, animation was there, characters were there.
mm,
I loved everything about it. This is like kind of what I wish Love, Death, and Robots was the entirety of the fourth
this
season.
was the like Nazi cosmic horror one, right?
This was it was like World War II, and it was like they blew up the church,
Yeah,
and like the fallen angel came out of the pit,
yeah,
and it all took place within the airplane.
Nazi cosmic horror. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah.
yeah.
If that's what I thought you meant, like Nazi cosmic, and I was like outer space Nazis.
No, no,
It's
no,
like
no. No,
yes,
like Wolfenstein kind of deal. Like they
yeah,
have like cosmic, like they're trying to summon these things to
yeah,
get
yeah.
like
Definitely cosmic horror. Definitely Nazis.
yeah.
But
I really like this
Yeah.
one too. The creature design and everything, and
Hmm.
like the darkness like encroaching on them and
Hmm.
everything. And yeah, it was. I thought it was really good. And,
Yeah, I really liked the characters too. I really liked how it was kind of like set up, where it was like the narration, and how like the titular character Zeke isn't even like the main character;
mm,
it's the other guy, and
well, yeah,
he,
because you're finding out how
yeah,
Zeke got religion.
right. And at the start, kind of talks about Zeke and everything like that. Like I love those types of stories where it's like this guy talking about another one,
Hmm.
and it's kind of like going through his story through the eyes of another.
Hmm.
Those stories are always really interesting. But the animation was peak, like 2D animation. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it. It's really good.
Yeah.
I loved the horror aspects to it as
Mm,
well. And what was really unique to me was that it all took place on the airplane, basically.
yeah.
Like it was like all the action was happening on the bomber.
Mm,
Super cool. It's not what I expected, honestly. And I loved how like kind of they defeated the monster too, where like
yeah.
they found out that like the rosary beads and the cross kind of hurt it,
Mm,
but just because they found that out, they weren't able to like kill it instantly. They had to like think of a way to like hurt it more with this item.
yeah. They like put it on its face and then like shotgun blast it, didn't they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he like stuffed it on the thing's face, and he was about to die, and he was like, "Shoot it, Zeke!"
Yeah.
And like Zeke like fucking I can't remember if it was the shotgun or if it was the fucking mounted gun that he ripped off the
Mm,
wall, basically.
yeah.
But yeah, and then that like kills the angel thing or
Hmm.
whatever, and then at the very end, then he goes, and that's how Zeke got religion.
Yeah.
That one was also like I think like 15 minutes, so a little longer.
Yeah.
And it's like one of those things where I wish they had done it with like 400 boys, where there's not like a ton of explanation, and it doesn't go super deep into any of like the world's lore.
Yeah.
Just gives you enough to where like I understand what's going on, I understand the stakes. I guess
Mm.
it's a little different in this instance because they have like World War II to like base it off of.
Yeah. I was just gonna say it's.
But I mean, you could like literally put that in any like alternative world war and be like, we're fighting these people. We're
Mm,
trying to stop them from summoning this thing. It
mm,
gets out anyway, and then we kill it. Like that story is pretty universal. I think it like
mm,
they just put it in World War II because it was easy. But I mean, like you would have gotten the same sort of context really
yeah.
if they'd used all different names, all different things,
Well,
basically.
well, like Cosmic Horror in like the World War II setting is like a very big, like everybody does it.
Yeah,
Like Hellboy, I know, Wolfenstein and
yeah.
everything. Like it's
Overlord.
Overlord, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if that is really cosmic, but yeah,
It's horror enough, but
yeah.
like
Is
it's
it Wolfenstein? I always thought Wolfenstein was just like sci-fi. I never
there's
played it.
there's a connecting game in between like the first and second Wolfenstein of like the new generation ones,
Hmm.
and it's like yeah, it's like Cosmic Horror. They're like trying to raise this thing from the dead, and it's the final boss of the game is like basically a gigantic zombie king thing
Mm.
that they like raise from the dead.
Yeah, horror and like weird experiment stuff always goes on with, you know, the Nazis.
Hmm.
It's one of their favorite pastimes.
Oh yeah,
But for me, I'm giving this episode a solid 8.
yeah,
I really like
eight,
this one. Yep.
eight, yeah, again,
Um, Next one is smart appliances, stupid owners.
yeah.
Um,
This one I think was just like kind of like a palate cleanser,
yeah.
in my opinion. It was just like again like they're just kind of showing off the animation chops, and then they had like a bunch of like big name actors do voice work on it and stuff like
Oh, okay.
that, and it was just kind of just like like haha funny. Like
Yeah.
the toilet was just like you couldn't imagine the shit that I go through, and saying all like these little one liners and everything.
Fucking sausage party ass fucking
Yeah,
lines.
yeah, pretty much. But it was fun. It was fine. It was just a little goofy episode, I think.
Yeah. This was another one I didn't watch. This one I kind of meant to watch, but I went through, watched all the ones that I liked, and then it was late, and so I went to bed, and I just never went back to it because it was just like, oh, I'm sure that'll be funny, but it's not like gripping me, basically.
Yeah, it's not like it's not a story at all. It's basically just like a
Just funny lines.
yeah, it's a what is it, like a documentary kind of thing, and they're doing just like the like interview office style,
Oh,
like
I see.
back to the wall, like
Okay.
this is what I have to put up with every day, and
Like Total Drama Island, like
yeah, pretty much. And
video in the shit house.
it's fine. It's all right. It's just kind of goofy,
Yeah.
but
What did you give it?
like a six,
Yeah.
six and a half. It's all right.
Now for my favorite one of the season, for He Can Creep, which is the one with the cat fighting off the devil
Yeah.
for the poet's soul.
Mhm.
That was my favorite like episode of the series.
Mhm.
I think I went and watched I watched.
You watched the other cat one and then this cat one.
Well, I watched Can't Stop. I watched Close Encounters of the Mini Kind,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's when I was like, "Oh, I really want to watch For He Can Creep because
Mm-hmm.
that just looks really good to me."
Yeah.
And I have a black cat myself, so I was like, "Serious, that's you."
Yeah.
And so I went and watched that one, and I really like that sort of thing
Mm-hmm.
too, where it's like the devil trying to get like this guy's soul, and it's like a poet, and he's trying to get this poet to write a poem that'll
Mm-hmm.
corrupt all of humanity. And I just really love like what they did with the cats, where they're just basically like normal cats, but they can like talk to the devil and hurt him basically.
Yeah, they can just like they see through his like ruse or something
Yeah,
because like the devil obviously I think he just like came in and it's like he looks like a normal person to
yeah,
everybody else, but like the cats can like sense that to your ulterior motive and
yeah. Well, I think when he first came up, wasn't he like the big demon? And then he like turned into like the human.
oh, you know what? I don't know. I can't remember right
Uh,
now.
yeah, but
But
in like
I
at the start of the episode, like the cat is just hunting like the imps, and he's
mhm,
like you got hunting them down and killing them. I thought that was really funny too.
yeah. Oh yeah, and then the devil comes in and he's like, You're a real problem.
Yeah,
Like I need to get
yeah.
this
I'm
dude's
trying to
soul.
corrupt them, but you're
Yeah.
killing all my imps basically.
Yeah.
And then like I loved how when he takes the cat to like walk over the city to like bargain
Mm,
with him. That was a really cool scene too.
yeah.
And then like I love how the cat and the devil basically have the same level of arrogance. They're
Mm,
both like, nah, this is my world basically.
yeah.
And then when he offers the cat whatever he wants, and the cat just bites him at the end.
Hmm.
And then I also like the side character cats.
The
This,
little tiny
yeah,
fucking like god cat or whatever, and he
yeah.
was like, I can do this. I can do anything, or he's
Yeah,
just like
basically.
all powerful little tiny
And
kitten.
the cat was like, bro just dropped like random exposition. He was like, we are descendants of the cat god from
Yeah.
Egypt, and so we can hurt the devil, basically.
Yeah.
We can't kill him, but we can hurt him.
Mm,
Um, and yeah, so I love that. And like the fun animation stuff was really cool
hmm.
too. I really love the animation stuff they did. Like when the god cat would like transform and like he became like a swarm of cats
Yeah.
basically.
Mm,
And then like when the cats were just fighting the devil at the end too.
mm,
Just super fun, super cute. Like the story was good, honestly, for what it was. The animation was good, and
mm,
obviously cats,
yeah.
and just the premise as well was really good.
Yeah.
For me personally, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. Favorite
Yeah.
episode of the season for me.
Yeah. I think I'd probably get like an 8, 8.5.
Yeah,
I think that's all of it. All the
yeah,
episodes.
yep. That was all 10.
What do you? I know you haven't seen the whole season. What do you give the season right now with your partial viewing, like as a
Um,
whole?
as a whole, it's probably gonna have to be a 6, maybe a 7, like just barely above like average TV.
Yeah.
But not by much.
Hmm.
Definitely the weakest season that I've ever watched. Like
Yeah.
normally, like I'm totally enraptured. Like the 3 previous seasons, like I've just like watched all of them. Didn't matter to me if they sounded interesting or not. I'm like, oh, I'm sure it'll be good. It's Love, Death, Robots.
Hmm.
But I could just feel like and I like read some things that that the season wasn't necessarily as good as it had been. So I did kind of come in with preconceived notions, and then
Okay.
but when I had like read like story synopsises too,
Mm,
like for one thing, Spider Rose, I was like, the gritty hero gets like the sidekick thing again. I don't
mm,
really want to watch that.
mm,
The fucking Death Games thing,
yeah.
basically, I was like, I don't want to watch that. It's like a weird, stupid Hunger Games thing. I bet it's gonna be like that.
Mm,
And then just Smart Appliances, Dumb Owners was something I meant to watch and I just didn't.
yeah. As a whole, I think I'd give the season like 6.5.
Yeah,
Like you said, not the best season of Love, Death, and Robots, and I don't think they're ever gonna like top season one because
yeah.
season one,
Well, I don't even know. I feel like season 3 might even be the best season in my opinion.
I guess I'll just have to go through and rewatch all of it again. Like I love Death and Robots. Like I
Yeah,
saw like the first season when it first came out and was like immediately hooked because it's
yeah.
all like I love anthology and stuff like
Hmm.
that. Like Black Mirror does it really well.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're just kind of like maybe running out of stories or they're trying to pump
Right.
out too many or something like
Yeah, and
that.
it's not even like this is a yearly show. It's been like
Yeah,
years, and they released 10 episodes, and most of them are barely 10 minutes. It's
yeah.
like, come on, guys.
I hope next season maybe they'll get a little bit better
Yeah,
or do a little better on the stories
yeah.
and
More
stuff.
unique stories, more like make the episodes longer. Like, come on,
Yeah.
like it's an anthology. They're 10 episodes. Make at least half of them over 10 minutes,
Yeah.
guys. Like,
Yeah, like
yeah,
I would love to see more of like some of these stories,
yeah.
but I don't know if they're just like too focused on like Black Mirror because I know Black Mirror is like one of their big draws.
Mm.
So maybe that's like their anthology that they're trying to stick with, and they're putting most of their time into
Yeah.
that. So,
Lame.
um,
But yeah, that's really all I have to say about Love, Death, Robots season 4.
yeah.
You have anything else to add?
No, I'm good. Hopefully next season's better.
Yeah, crossing my fingers.
If you guys have any comments, concerns, let us know.
Yeah, let
what
us
did
know
you
if
think?
you agree, disagree.
Yeah.
What episodes were your favorite, least favorite?
Mhm.
Let me know if I was justified in skipping the episodes that I did. But yeah, that's all I really have to say.
Alrighty, yeah. Peace out, y'all.
See ya.